Good afternoon and welcome to Bellow Field on the campus of Tufts University. We are moments away from meeting the starting lineups in the home opener here between the number 4 ranked Tufts Jumbos and the number 8 ranked Washington and Lee Generals. Two phenomenal teams here on the field in Medford. And as we get set, I'm here, Riley Daniel. Alongside me is Jake Flossie. And Jake, these are two phenomenal teams with some phenomenal players. Let's start with the Generals. Who you have your eyes on in that starting lineup?
Yeah, so for Washington Lee, I'm looking at, first off, Hannah Bishop. She has been prolific for the Generals. She has currently their second top scorer this season, but last season was their top scorer with 63 goals and 18 assists. She had almost double the amount of shots as any other player on the team with 147. She scored 3 goals the last time these two teams met, and also second team preseason All-American. Definitely a player we're going to keep our eyes out, especially trying to put up goals to the General side. Also looking at Julia Thompson, leading the team's goals right now, 12 goals on the season, and really increased her production so far. She's got more than double her goals from last season already, and we're 3 games in. Sorry, more than double half her goals from last season, sorry. And finally, Walker McKnight, a player that the Jumbos are going to be worried about facing this year. She put up 5 goals last time these two teams met, including 2 goals in the second quarter that were crucial in giving the Generals the lead, which they ultimately capitalized further on down the stretch.
Yeah, you set me up so perfectly. Before we even look at the Jumbo Stars, let's talk about that game from last year. A dominant performance for the Generals, a 16-5 win in a game where the Jumbos had a 3-1 lead at the end of the first quarter. The problem was they gave up a 14-1 run and went 29 minutes without scoring.
Yeah, that was a tough game last year for the Jumbos. They were playing in a neutral place in Sparks, Maryland, the headquarters of USA Lacrosse. Always fun to be able to have a game there. This year the Generals are coming here to Bellow. Definitely a different atmosphere than a neutral game, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays in as well as we look at this game.
As we see the starters come out here for the Jumbos, many names to keep an eye on. I think we'll start with some of the new faces in the starting lineup. We'll start with Kate Dean, who had a really great impact as a midfielder last year, now becomes a starter this year. That is because the Jumbos made some changes. They lost 2 starters in defense in Becca Gable and Mary Grace Reynolds, which meant they were needing someone to step up. Coach Shute, always a very, very intelligent coach, decided I have a ridiculously athletic midfielder who can play great defense in Jenna Gibbons. She moved her back to a deep hole, put Kate Dean in the starting lineup, and now the Jumbos running a little bit younger. A lot of sophomores in this lineup, but of course you got the upperclassmen, All-Americans, 3 preseason All-Americans in upperclassmen. You got Madeline Delaney on the draw, the midfielder and Emma Joyce who had 4 yesterday, and the single-season goal-scoring leader in program history in Margie Carton.
Not only single-season goal-scoring leader twice, she has both the first and second place record, tying with 69 goals each. And we're also keeping our eye on this season. Record watch for her. She is 52 goals away from the Tufts all-time record, and she's a junior, which is just absurd statistics there from the junior attacker. So definitely a player we'll keep our eyes on today.
We will tell you all about all of them, get you set for the opening drop. Right now we're going to turn it over to the public address for the national anthem. D3 lacrosse is unlike a lot of sports in that there are just some programs that are so dominant. These two teams have been dominant over the years. I mean, you were mentioning when we were talking pregame just how dominant the Generals have been in the ODAC.
Yeah, 14 straight ODAC titles, which in any conference is very impressive to win. And they have just really been absolutely dominant. Last year they had put up a 19-2 record in Coach in her first year, and they are really looking forward to continuing this record. But they have had a bit of a rougher start to the season already, putting up a 1-2 record. But I wouldn't really say that's as much a detriment to them, just a testament to how strong their schedule has been so far.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the schedules these two teams put out. Between the two of them, they played 0 non-conference games against teams that were not ranked to start the season.
Yeah, and the Generals coming in having beat number 4 at the time, Franklin and Marshall. Now the Jumbos are number 4 in a 17-10 first game. They then went on to lose to Christopher Newport in a really tight 12-10 game, who have now moved up 10 places in the rankings since then, a testament to how strong that win is for them. And they've also lost a tight game to Salisbury, where they made a pretty strong fourth quarter comeback attempt, but giving up 5 goals in the second quarter is just not something you can sustain in against such a top team like Salisbury.
Absolutely, and for the Jumbos, this is the start of what will be a very challenging schedule-wise season. You got 7 NESCAC teams that are ranked, and you got every single non-conference game being against a ranked opponent starting right here, right now. Jumbo's going to switch things up. It will not be Delaney on the draw. Instead, it'll be Jenna Gibbons with the draw here, facing off against Kat Caples. And the 2024 Women's Lacrosse season live from Bello underway. First draw controlled there by Eugenie Rovanesso. And the Generals will look to set up deep in here. Shannon Timoni here. Gets a step, gets a shot. Save by DeBuren. And the Jumbos will look to clear here. Fernanda Pole might just take it herself. Instead, he'll dump it off to Kate Dean. And the Jumbos clear easy as you like. Caroline Conahan. Into the corner, that's Zorn. Sets up in her usual spot on the X. Swinging around the perimeter inside. Dean wide open, but couldn't get the shot down. We'll stay with the Jumbos.
And while they weren't able to capitalize on that, that was some great movement there, setting up Dean in the middle as they look to attack again here.
Conahan, skip pass. Grabbed by Delaney. Picks her head up, swings it back, just too tall for L'Esperance. Jumbos with some great ball movement. Dean coming right down the straight, shooting space called.
It's a great start from the Jumbos so far. This offense is running really smoothly. We're seeing them move the ball around quite a lot, and they get the opportunity here with Dean on the shooting space, on the free position.
Dean in strong, low shot off the post. Bounces around, and the Generals come up with it. Nearly 1-0. Generals trying to clear. Delaney going to bring a little bit of a ride here against Ravegno. And the Jumbo's ride was so effective last year. Generals got 10 seconds to get it over. Now they got 5, and they just get it over. Petros swings it wide here for Walker McKnight, who you highlighted in the pregame, Jake. Jumbo's doing a good job not allowing penetration. Donlin and Emma Joyce combining there. McKnight again gets a step on Weejack, forced to the X. Shot is in the back of the net, finished off by Julia Thompson.
Yep, and I was just about to mention how the Jumbo's defense seemed to be working very well there, but Thompson just sneaks her there around the corner and gets a great chance there.
Yeah, she does, and I think that's a situation where that's a communication problem. Jumbos did a really good job, but they sent two to deal with McKnight, and someone has to slide from the weak side, because if Thompson's allowed to catch it at the GLE on the near side, she's going to get a point-blank look.
Yeah, and that's where you wonder if just that will come with time. This is a slightly new defense. They're still figuring out what they're doing, and having communication like that, especially with a player being a little bit sneaky, getting back behind them, you imagine that'll be ironed out by next week even.
I would. Still fascinated by this decision to go to Jenna Gibbons at the draw. Delaney had been above 60% for the year her first 2 years. And that draw control grabbed once again by the Generals, and they look to go quickly. Thompson playing a little catch with Timoni. And we'll settle into some 6-on-6 in the Generals' attacking end. McKnight, good slide from the Jumbos D. Hard drive, space. Good job sliding to prevent the shooting space call there. And that is going to be a turnover.
Some excellent defense there by Madeline Delaney to just shut down the attack from Timoni and making sure that she does not have the opportunity to get the shot off, getting in the way, but not doing so in an illegal way, making sure she's there and preventing any opportunity for Timoni to get a shot off.
And that's why Catherine Fernandopola is an All-American, because there are very few defense women in D3 who can go all the way 2/3 across the field and solo clear.
Yeah, and we saw the Generals just struggle with that last possession, and then this time Fernandopola just runs through everybody and gets the ball up for the Jumbos.
Conahan steps out. Jumbo's not happy. They thought there was some contact there, but it's a turnover. And unclear what the call is. Violation of some sort on the Jumbos. I think they're going to get Conahan with the stick. General's going to try and clear here. That one a little bit easier. And the Jumbos getting pinned back in their defensive half early on. Little catch and release game here. Claire Horner now. Great defense there. And that one's on the ground. Still being fought for. And Horner comes away with it. Skip pass to the top. That's Ginny Taylor. McKnight with a head of steam. Weejack forces her middle shot is over the bar and backed up by the Generals. They got 40 to shoot. Thompson around a screen. Not getting anywhere in front of Andopole. Pass in between three. And DeBuren wins the race. Jumbo's not wasting any time. Looking to clear, but they give it away.
Too much aggression there, trying to get out of there, trying to get out too fast. Ends up in a turnover. That's a little sloppy there.
It is. Timoni facing up on Joyce, gets a step. Slide from Delaney. Handoff looking for Hannah Bishop was not a great pass. And that pass missed the woman, but gets all the way through to Thompson. Generals on the X now. Horner to Thompson, swung up top. Bishop loses control, ball pops out of her stick. Will be saved by Timoni. 45 on the shot clock. Jumbo's midfield doing a great job not letting penetration. Here's some is, and a free position called for the Generals.
Yeah, lots of chaos in that possession. Ball bouncing around everywhere, but General's able to continue to get on the ball, getting a free position here.
Walker McKnight will take it just left of center. The southpaw shot is in the back of the net. just got it under the stick of Jabirin.
Yeah, and McKnight again proving to be a thorn in the side of the Jumbos. She created that whole opportunity where they got the free position and then able to finish off the shot. Definitely not a player that the Jumbos want to allow to get going in this game.
Yeah, and I think this becomes a pivotal draw here for the Jumbos. They sent out Elsa Shute, the sophomore, for her first draw of the day. She didn't get any playtime last year, dealt with injury, was not able to play last year, but just adds to the depth this team has in that you have so many players in that midfield as they did an entire line change and are just as talented in this second unit as the first unit is.
Yeah, Shute picking up a goal yesterday against Connecticut College. It's good to see players who haven't got the chance to come out to recover from injury and play.
That one sent sky high. Still being fought for on the near side. And finally, a third draw control for the Generals, the second of the day for Eugenia Ravegno.
And she led the team with draw controls last season. Definitely a player that they rely on for that type of thing. She has been first-team All-American each of the last 2 years. Transferred from Bowdoin, actually, a team that the Jumbos are very familiar with. But
so she knows Bellow Field. Hannah Bishop, who has not really had any chances so far. Little stop and go, skip pass to the GLE. Thompson. Back to the other side. That one pops free off of Timoni's stick. Fernandopoulos racing for it. Knocked away a second time. And jumbo ball.
Shooting Fernandopoulos there, making an excellent play on the hustle to create an opportunity for themselves to get a transition here. But
great job there by Skylar Lloyd to keep going. She could look to have a hit here. Instead, Zorn. Jumbos might have had numbers there. Instead, they're going to slow it down. Get some settled 6-on-6 going. Skylar Lloyd. For Caroline Conahan. Margie Carden gets her first look of the day. And immediately 3 come. Draws 2, gets rid of it. L'Esperance. Cuts in, picks her head up, pass inside. Couldn't find Carden, still on the ground. And once again, a ground ball picked up. Stop me if you heard it, by Eugenia Ravegno. Quickly ahead by the Generals. Thompson gets around Fernandopoulos, who knocks it free. Once and then twice, but they're going to get a foul on Fernandopoulos. We'll see where they call this. It'll either be a 12-meter or an 8-meter, unclear.
Looks like they're pointing to the 12-meter line there. But Fernandopoulos making several plays there to try to stop Thompson, who's got incredible pace to get around her. But in the end, a little bit too much stick there.
Yeah, but that's a good violation commit there for Fernandopoulos.
Yeah, smart foul.
See the 12. Thompson all day. Dodges through 2 shots. Saved, Ibaran. Fernandopoulos going to get doubled. Spins through them like they're not even there. And here comes Jenna Gibbons. Jumbo's got 4-on-3. Carden. Around 1. Stopped up. Picks her head up. Finds Jenna Gibbons. And it's 2-1.
It was a really well-executed pass there from Margie Carden to see that she had her player in space there and able to convert on the goal. Really well-executed play from the Jumbos.
And I think that's why Coach Shute put Jenna Gibbons where she is. As just a phenomenal finish there. Excuse me, I got that number wrong.
That is Caroline Cromwell there.
She looked like Jenna Gibbons the way she was running through that field. But a great finish there for Cromwell, and the Jumbos have the deficit.
Yeah, and Gibbons had made a great run up to start the play off, and really, even if she didn't get the goal, it was definitely a lot of credit does go to her for starting that play off after Fernandopoulos' great spin move to create some space. Just a really well-executed transition from the Jumbos.
Shoot back out on the X. That one skied high, and a 4th consecutive draw control for the Generals. McKnight with a nice face dodge. Emma Marsh with it now. Jumbo's a little bit hung in here. And a violation on the Generals. Be Jumbo's possession, and they're going to run with Skylar Lloyd. Carden now, and she's got acres of space. Going to draw 2. Go on to the X. Got a defender hung up now. Pass inside. A lot of contact. Ball's on the ground. And eventually Margie Carden comes back with it. Timeout being called for by Courtney Shute. And finally given to her.
Yeah, and I know that the Generals would have been panicking there when Margie Carden had space in front of her. They managed to get in front of her quite well, but that's not a sight you want to see at all.
No, it is not. And the Generals, they were 100% the better team the first 6-7 minutes of this game, but after that goal, it has been a lot closer to 50-50.
Definitely. But the Jumbos really need to get control of the draw a lot more. They have lost every single one, as we've seen. They're struggling to really start off well after a goal, and that's really important if they want to get momentum back in this game. They need to get the ball, get attacking, and create opportunities. They can't keep losing these draws.
Yeah, and I think, it's not for a want of trying. It's not like they're losing them straight up. It's just the 50-50 balls that are going sky high. The Generals seem like they want it a little bit more. Maybe it's fresh legs. They've not played since last Sunday against Christopher Newport, against Salisbury. Jumbos played yesterday.
And also, it's possibly the just sheer skill of Ravegno. She is an excellent player at getting those draw controls and getting onto the ball. And she's already had 2 this game, and both of those have been 50-50s where she's just managed to get a hold of it. And that's where you just want your X-Factor players, your players who can make that difference and get that ball, create opportunities for you off of that. Very important player for the Generals.
Yeah, and I think I'd expect Coach Shute to bring back Joyce, Delaney, Weejack, KT, and that first unit here. She likes to do this where brings them in for the first 5, makes those midfield substitutions about halfway through the first quarter, gets them some rest. But now, as your team's starting to settle into the game, when you have it, what you know is going to be a settled 6-on-6 here, you want your best attack women on the field, and that has to include Emma Joyce with her 4 goals yesterday, 50 a year ago.
Very key player for the Jumbos, Emma Joyce is. She has been phenomenal in her time here at Tufts. In her senior year now, but has just, as you said, 54 goals last year, 112 draw controls. So if they want to contest with Ravegno's draw controls, you got to get some of your top players out there. As we say that, though, it does not look like that is happening.
No, it looks like they're going to stick with the 7 that were on the field. And, there's definitely merit in that. They helped kind of stem the tide. Watch here for Kate Mastrobueno, who's going to start with it, to give it and look to get it back using her height inside. Skylar Lloyd. Swung wide to Cromwell. Sophia Claps in now. Pass inside, looking for Mastrobueno. They tried the play, just couldn't connect.
Yeah, and I don't think Mastrobueno, if she got the ball there, had many prospects. The Generals defense really had her pretty well surrounded. But it's always nice to have a player with the height that Mastrobueno has, standing at 6'2", can really create opportunities in the middle.
Jumbo's ride there, forced a turnover. Now they got to get it over and look to be able to do so. Elsa Shute, easy as you like to Sophia Collapse. And now the Jumbos have a full 80 to work in the attacking half. Carden here. Gonna take it behind the net. Play a little give and go with Mastrobueno, who looked to find and does find Cromwell, gets knocked out of her stick, and that's going to be a free position.
Yeah, great move from the Jumbos there. They saw Mastrobuono. She drew a lot of players to her on the X spot, leaving Cromwell open, and now she gets an opportunity for it.
Straight on. This is about as easy as you can take a free position. Cromwell in, shot, save! And a beauty there from Caroline Kranich.
And Kranich had an excellent game against the Jumbos last week. She was last year. She was actually named IWCL Player of the Week after that game due to her performance being so strong against really a very good attacking team in the Jumbos. Only allowing 5 goals is a impressive feat.
Yeah, and a great outlet pass there. Ball knocked free out of the stick of Jenny Taylor, who would have likely had a shot on goal if it was not for that intervention from Sophia Claps. General's going to settle in here. Behind the play, Jumbo's making some substitutions. Hard drive by Bishop. Has DeBuren hung up, and the shot was not taken advantage of. And Fernandopoulos is going to run, and she might not stop for a long time. Around 1, around 2. Picks her head up, gives it to Margie Cardin. Quickly ahead to Dean. And the Jumbos will set up here with the starting unit back on the field. Dean. Now Emma Joyce. Skip pass to Delaney. General's in what looks to be some sort of zone here. Dean to the top. Skip pass, caught by Joyce somehow. Drives through 2, shooting space called.
Excellent play from Emma Joyce there, really making something out of nothing. She didn't have many opportunities, able to capitalize and get a shooting space. Also, excellent catch on that pass. That's a tough one.
Yeah, Emma Joyce, who was 15 of 31 on free positions last year. In off the post!
And that's the Jumbo's first free position they've scored so far. They've had several and have been unable to capitalize up until now. Kranich has been excellent, but Joyce just too clinical from there.
And these are the sorts of opportunities that you have to take advantage of in a game between teams as good as these ones. Right now, the Generals, 0 for 3 from free positions. Jumbo's 1 for 2. Last year, when these two teams played, the Generals were 7 for 10. Jumbos were 3 for 15.
And that's a difference there. Converting at that rate is such an important thing to do, especially against teams as strong as these are, as you mentioned. So it's a good sign for the Jumbos. They're able to get one early.
And all even up here, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jenna Gibbons back on the faceoff dot.
And I'm wondering as well if they like the matchup of Delaney on Timoni here, and maybe that's why they've chosen to go with Gibbons in the middle to do the draw. It's a possibility.
Could be. Though I actually think Jenna Gibbons might be taller.
It's possible.
Have not seen the Jumbos run a set play off a draw yet. They loved to do that last year, where they would signal to the two middies which side they were going to try and pull the draw, and then just pull it that way, knowing their middies, if they knew where it was going, could win the race. As the referee taking her time getting this ball nestled in tight between the sticks. That one's sky high. Delaney had it for a second, now has it for sure.
That's a big draw control win there for the Jumbos.
1-2, Delaney in strong, and what a save. General's all over the place right now. Conahan. Going left and right. Swung to the left side, and Emma Joyce ducks through one, back to Conahan, and that is shooting space every time.
And the Jumbo's doing well to take a breath, get back after that really explosive start after the draw. Great save from Kramich. Now resetting to create a new opportunity for Conahan.
Conahan. Lot of contact, That's going to be another shooting space, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's a card. It is.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong way to go in there from Caples, and she will come off for that.
We'll see the decision here by Coach Shute if she wants Conahan to take the free position. It's a 2-minute releasable, so they could set up and really get a good look here. But it is also a good angle for Conahan. We'll see the choice. She's going to take it, cuts across, gets hit again, and we'll do it all over again. Conahan just putting herself consistently in positions where the Generals have no choice but to foul her.
And now she's got a really good-looking free position here, straight at the middle. Joy scored from this exact same spot.
Conahan shoots. Save. Kranich denied her point blank.
It's a huge play from Kranich to stop that. And the Generals get a breath of relief as now they have maybe an opportunity to get out. But the Jumbos aren't going to make that easy for them.
Yeah, when you're a woman up, you can really bring the ride like the Jumbos are doing right now. Getting around 2 were the Generals. That one pops free. And a foul by Margie Cardin. And we're going to have to fix the clock. A green card shown to Margie Cardin. There's definitely some clock problems because shot clock is under 60 seconds. They have not made it clear. And it is reset because of the green card. So we are back to even strength. Both teams down a woman. Jumbo's not stopping with the ride, though. Lesperon sprinting for it. Joyce got a tip to it, couldn't corral it. And the Generals do get the clear. We'll see if they hold for the last look of the quarter. 30 seconds to go in the first. Now on the X. Handoff, Thompson coming hard. Fernandopoulos shuts her off left, shuts her off right. Bishop, 10 to go. Swung around, Thompson on the other side with 5. Shot, saved by DeBuren. That's your first quarter.
Yeah, and Thompson, the Fernandopoulos battle has been an interesting one to watch so far this game. Thompson's got around her a few times. Fernandopoulos has made great plays as well there. In this case, really not allowing Thompson to get a good shot off, making it easier for DeBuren.
Yeah, and I think 2-2 at the end of one, probably a fair reflection of how this one is played. First half of the quarter was all Generals. Second half, the Jumbos looked to be on the front foot. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, second quarter. Welcome back here to Bellow Field on the campus of Tufts University. Start of the second quarter here. Jumbos and General's going to be at even strength for another 9 seconds. And then Margie Carden will hop out of the box, and Jumbos will be warming up for 22 seconds. So if they can win this draw here, look for them to set up in the attacking zone, wait for Carden to get on the field, and look to go quickly.
And they were able to win the last draw off of some nice play from Delaney, and then immediately were able to attack. And then we're hoping to do that again here. Since they are warming up, they do feel like they can make a chance here.
Jenna Gibbons back on the face-off dot here.
27, you release a 9.
Facing off against Katie Reed in for her, that is Emma Marsh in for her first draw. Jumbo's running with the starting 11. And we're having a little bit of technical difficulties immediately with the scoreboard. Shot clock now fixed here, and we're ready to resume. That one's skied up. Gibbons wins it to herself. Gets absolutely hammered, and there might be another card coming. There is. And that's really going to hurt the Generals. They're going to be 2 women down in about 8 seconds.
As well as Ravegno and Caples, 2 of their stronger defensive presences. Also 2 players who have the 2 highest draw control amounts on the team. So not only is it 2 players down, it is 2 very strong players for the Generals.
Still waiting on that. And some more questions for the officials from the Generals coaching staff. Think about the scoreboard. Everyone's first game of the season. Gotta get rid of the hijinks, get the rust out. Easy clear for the Jumbos. Margie Carden's released, and the Jumbos will go woman up. They have a 2-woman advantage for the next 20 seconds. Let's see if they can score here, because that would allow them to keep the woman up. L'Esperance, hands off Zorn. Had a wide open Delaney, didn't see it. Instead, back to L'Esperance, who gets a low shot off and just missed it. Got trucked inside the 8-meter arc, but gets up, looks to be okay. Jumbos will settle in now, 50 on the shot clock. Zorn and L'Esperance, same little play. That one bounced off the cage, resets the shot clock. Kate Dean through 2. Shot is in the back of the net. How about that one?
And the Jumbos are able to capitalize on this woman up advantage. Dean making an excellent play through the middle, finding a great shot past Kranich. Kranich has been excellent today, but Dean's shot is a bit too much for her.
Yeah, just a great finish there by Kate Dean. And the decision there, when maybe if she fakes that shot, she can draw the free position, but just the confidence there that she knew she had the step, she knew she could finish, and she was taking it all the way.
And the Jumbos will go back to the draw, something they've succeeded a lot more in, and plus Ravegno just coming back on now, so that they will have, the Generals will have her back for this, but the Jumbos have to feel that momentum is going their way and that they have a better chance at this than they did earlier.
Yeah, I mean, momentum is such a pivotal factor in lacrosse, and it was with the Generals for a while, but a 3-0 run for the Jumbos. And it's really started, as you mentioned, Jake, with them being able to start winning draw controls. That one skied, knocked down, and another draw control by Ravegno, her 3rd of the day. Generals going to set up here in their 6-on-6. Timoni tries to cut on Emma Joyce, lost control, got it back. Jake, one name I really haven't mentioned is Hannah Bishop.
Very true. She has been quite quiet in this game. Thompson really being the main focal point of their attack so far, but Bishop's got it right now. What can she do?
Can't get around Gibbons, forced to the X. Jumbos do a great job sliding to help there, and a foul called. Dean's stick broke, so it's going to be a free position for the Generals. Kate Dean trying to get her stick in. Summer's going to go in for her in the meantime. So it'll be a free position right side here for Walker McKnight. In strong, shot is in, and we are even again.
McKnight so strong against the Jumbos here. She is now on 2 goals today, 5 last time. Just really a player who seems to come alive when facing Tufts.
Yeah, and I mean, when you have a lefty from that spot, that's a lot easier of a shot to save when it's a righty. When you have a lefty coming from what is their weak side, it allows them so much more of an angle, and it makes it so much more difficult for a goalkeeper to stop a free position from a narrow angle like that.
And with that, it seems like the momentum has sort of swung a bit back toward the Generals, with Weejack's stick breaking, having to step off, and then being able to finish off the free position. To really things that will get a bit in your head if you're a Jumbos player here.
And a trip there on Delaney. Another draw control for the Generals. That's 5 of 7 for them. Once again, the Generals going to settle into their attack. Hannah Bishop trying to get herself going here. Gets a step on Gibbons. Help comes on the slide. Double. And free position going to be given. This one's about as straight on as it can be. Bishop, low shot is in the back of the net. DeBuren's going to want that one back.
And Bishop finally able to get on the scoreboard, putting one in here. Hasn't necessarily been that impactful in open play, but when you put one of the best finishers in D3 at the free position, you expect her to score. Like you said, DeBuren might have had a chance at that one, but Bishop's still able to finish it off.
Yeah, it looked from here at least as if it hit off the tip of the net of her stick. So definitely had a chance at it, just couldn't corral it. And Jumbo's going to send Elsa Shoot out to the draw here, looking for something to change their momentum from the face-off dot. That one won back. Cromwell knocks it further back. And a draw control grabbed by Elsa Shoot, her second of the day. She gets doubled immediately. And a foul, and that's going to be another card for the Generals, their third of the afternoon. This one a green card. Jumbo's going to go women up for 30 seconds. We'll see if the Jumbos can take advantage here. L'Esperance on the X. Has her woman hung up. Zorn now. Playing pitch and catch with L'Esperance. And some sort of violation called on the Generals. It's going to I believe yield the Jumbos a free position. It will. Ella L'Esperance going to have one at a pretty good angle here. L'Esperance in strong, save by Kenrich.
Credit coming up huge again, making sure that the Jumbos are unable to convert from another free position.
General's going to look to try and clear. Jumbo's bringing like 8 on the ride. But the General's doing a good job moving the ball around. Got 10 seconds to get it over. And a General's down injured. That's Ginny Taylor who's going to walk off. So we'll restart play here with the General's ball. But they have to manage this very carefully here because they can't really go back with this pass because they only have 6 seconds to get it across the line.
That's be one of the few times you really see either side really struggle to get over the 2/3 line and trying to get into the attacking third. In this case, the Generals will have to make an important pass here.
And you can see Jumbos with both Conahan and L'Esperance trying to help, but they do the Generals with a second or two to spare. Generals coaching staff upset about something. Generals back to full strength now. Jumbos could not take advantage of the woman up. Emma Marsh. Great spin, skip pass. McKnight with a dodge and a half. Inside, Marsh coming down center lane, 5-3.
McKnight, time and time again, creating opportunities there. This time on the assist, getting the Generals a great chance there, and they take a 5-3 lead. Momentum really feels like it's shifted as the Generals have taken control a bit. Even when they were women down, they still looked like very comfortable. So Generals looking strong right now.
Yeah, I have to agree with that analysis. And I think that's why Coach Shute doing what she's going to do, bringing that starting midfield right back. But I think the biggest factor in this game has to be the draw controls.
Yeah.
It's 7-3.
It's just not a ratio you can keep consistently if you want to win against a team like Washington Lee. You have to be competing at least around 50-50, if not more, if you want to be able to contest against a team this good.
One kind of very important indicator for the Jumbo's success last year was their ability to win from the faceoff circle. Every game they lost last year, they lost the margin at the faceoff circle. Inside feed, a lot of contact. That's surely going to be a free position. Might be a fourth card of the day.
Yeah, and there we see immediately the Jumbos win the free position, get up fast and attack. This is the second time we've seen Delaney get a great chance.
This will be Lucy Hodge here. Cuts across, shot. No. Rebound grabbed by the Jumbos and Kate Dean. Carden swings it around. Up to Joyce. Dean moves it to Collapse. Great ball movement. Now Joyce fakes around one. Draws 3 on her. Looked like she wanted the shooting space call. Didn't get it. Gets inside around another. Still going Emma Joyce. And that's a lot of contact. Surely a card. Question is, who was it on?
Yeah, Joyce doing everything there, running in and out, creating opportunities, and then eventually getting taken down in a pretty strong foul there from, looks like it was Caffrey for the Generals.
Generals starting to run into a problem in that all of their deep holes are now sitting on a yellow card. And they do not want to go a woman down for the rest of this one.
Yeah, it's very concerning to see that already in this game.
Emma Joyce with a great look here. And she takes advantage.
Joyce is now 2 for 2 from the free positions, and she is just, if you want someone to be scoring those, if you want someone to have those opportunities, you want it to be your veteran, your top player who's just been so strong in her time here at Tufts, and once again, she converts.
Yeah, and I think that is kind of emblematic of what the Jumbos really need from this senior class. When they're struggling, that's the second time we've seen Emma Joyce in a big moment step up from the 8-meter spot. Get the Jumbos within 1 here, and you're starting to see discipline become a factor. Jumbos very disciplined in their play, a little more patient than we're used to seeing from them, but right now they are sitting on 1 green card versus the Generals have a green card with 4 yellows.
That's not a sustainable way to play a game like this. You have to be able to keep up with that.
That one's skied. Gibbons knocks it forward. Joyce with a draw control, and she's going to run. And this time out, it seems like Jenna Gibbons might have figured out what had been plaguing her before. A violation called there on number 18, Allie Doyle, for the Generals, who gets herself taunted by the Jumbo faithful. Carden has it here. Claps to Conahan, GLE. Switches hands, turns and runs. Carden draws 2 immediately. Skip past Claps. General's caught out a little bit. Lucy Hodge. Joyce. Jumbo's stacking the near side here. Carden. Great defense here from the Generals. And a 3-second call on the Generals inside the 8-meter will give the Jumbos a free position.
It's another clumsy mistake there from the Generals, creating an opportunity for the Jumbos to tie this game up. It feels like there's been a real swing here.
Lucy Hodge from the right side. Great feed. Just missed Joyce. Good idea there from Hodge.
Very creative there, trying to subvert expectations there and try to do a different take from that free position.
Coming hard here is Julia Thompson. Outlet finds Ravegno. And a successful clear for the Generals, who really needed it. Horner whips it around to Marsh. Jumbo's really, really sticking with their woman-to-woman strategy, not just in how they defend, but in which defender gets which assignment, as Catherine Fernandopoulos has not left Julia Thompson's side at any point this quarter. Low shot wide, backed up nicely there by Betty Boatwright. As halfway through the second quarter, 5-4 Generals. Thompson draws Fernandopoulos in. And I believe that's going to be a 12-meter. It'll just be a restart, General possession. Only 20 to shoot now. Marsh. And that's going to be a push there on Joyce. She'll have to give space. 15 now to shoot for the Generals. Thompson gets a step on Fernandopoulos. No slide comes, and she goes through the legs, but they're going to count it. Jumbo's incensed as the whistles seem to have gone prior to that shot.
Yeah, the whole Jumbo's team seemed to kind of stop because they heard a whistle, but the Generals capitalizing on it, able to score.
And once again, Julia Thompson making herself known.
Yeah, and you mentioned Fernandopoulos, who could be considered as the Jumbo's best defender, being put on her, and she's still doing so well. And Bishop still quite quiet, scoring for that free position, but aside from that, really has not been involved in many of the Generals' offenses.
Yeah, but I think there we saw the Generals intentionally run a pick play to get Thompson onto a different defender who she could beat for pace. She did, got a good look, took advantage. Generals back to a 2-goal lead here. 7 minutes to go in the first half. That one skied. Mistimed by several and controlled there by Shannon Timoney. And it feels like, stop me if you've heard it, Jake, every time the Jumbos get momentum, they seem to lose a draw.
Yeah, that has been costly for them this game. They've really struggled to get a hold of it and really get a sustained stretch of attacks.
A chaotic play in the middle of the Jumbos arc there. Had a chance to pick off a pass, couldn't. And eventually it was corralled by Pascal de Buren. Fernandopoulos puts on the Jets. Dumps it off to Conahan. Jumbos clear successfully. Sun really coming out here on Bello. It's a rarity for March. Claps. Swung to Conahan. Picks her head up. Swung around the outside. Good shot in the back of the... Ooh. Side netting, excuse me. Looks like it was in the back of the net.
Jumbo bench thought so as well.
They did. Jumbo's behind the X here. Hodge. Claps. Gets inside position and scores. That time it counts.
Huge play from Claps there, the freshman who's really coming to her own here. Great performance last week, and then here coming in a big moment for the Jumbos to keep this game from slipping away from their fingers. Huge play from the first year.
And just to let all the viewers at home know what happened there is, these nets here on Bello are very deceiving in that if you shoot it into the side netting, it looks like it went in the back of the net. Fooled half the players on the field, and myself. Jumbos did not give up on the play, got it back. Sophia Claps with a great little fake to the middle, ran baseline, got to the net, and put it in over the goalie's head. Elsa Shoot here again on the draw. As this second midfield with Shoot, Lloyd, and the goal scorer Claps have been a little bit more effective than the first unit from the draw control point of view. That one hard on the turf, a hold called on the Jumbos. And if I had to venture a guess, Jake, as to what the first words out of Coach Courtney Schute's mouth will be at the halftime break, it's going to be something to do with draw controls.
I think that's a very safe guess, Riley, as they have just struggled to gain a advantage from the draw controls, and the Generals have really had their number there.
Timoney gets a step. Tried to draw the shooting space. Jumbos didn't slide, smartly realizing she had no angle. Thompson faces up. I believe a 3-second was called. I know they're going to get an infraction on Fernandopoulos. So it will be a free position at a almost perpendicular angle. Bench shouting at the deep holes how to defend it, and Generals wisely don't try and shoot there. Bishop draws a shooting space call. And she'll look to get a second from a free position.
Again, as we said, not a player you want to see from there if you are a Jumbos fan.
In strong, low shot, save DeBuren.
DeBuren gets her redemption from last time where she may have felt she could have had it. This time making a great play off of Bishop's.
And that's a cross-check they're going to play on. Jenna Gibbons too fast to care. She might just go all the way herself and does clear. Margie Carden. Give and go with Claps. Carden draws 2, jump pass to Dean, who fakes a defender out of her boots. Joyce whipping it around here. Claps on the far side. Joyce, great feed. Inside out, Margie Carden scores.
And it feels like we haven't said her name that much this game because the Generals, whenever they see her get the ball, they send 2 or 3 players, but there's only so much you can do against a player of her caliber. Able to get around the net there, getting a good opportunity, and she doesn't miss those.
Yeah, you did a great job picking up on the fact that the Generals have been blitzing Margie Carden every time she got the ball. So what do the Jumbos do? They respond. They don't have her serve as the distributor, as the one with the ball. They have her come around the backside, a weak side cut, and because the Generals have been so willing to blitz the ball, they lost Margie Carden there, and if you lose Margie Carden, bad things happen.
And this has really been a game of halves within these quarters, as we've seen both times the Generals take a great start, and the Generals get back into it near the end, as now it is 6-6, really anyone's game at this point.
Without question. Big draw here. That one sent straight up. Jenna Gibbons wins it to herself. And the Jumbos are going to look to run. Delaney. To Lucy Hodge on the X. Back to Delaney. Couldn't find her cleanly. Emma Joy's there to pick it up, though. Dean, great face dodge, swings it wide. Joyce, forced back. Carden, once again gets doubled. Finds the open woman, is Claps. Swung up top. Joyce gets absolutely hammered. That's going to be a card. A yellow. This one on Libby Ford. The 5th General to pick up a yellow in this half.
Joyce again able to catch the ball up much higher than you expect her to, creating another great opportunity for herself here.
And this is a 2-minute non-releasable for contact to the head. So the Jumbos are going to look to score. They're going to look to score a lot here because they will be up a woman for the next 2 minutes regardless of if they put it in the back of the net. Emma Joyce looking to make it 3 from 3. And she does. Oh, whoa. They're going to disallow it.
She stepped in the crease there.
They're going to say she stepped in the crease.
That is a tough call there, but the Jumbos come right back out with Dean pressuring on the ride.
Yeah, I mean, definitely going to defer to the referees. They have a lot closer of a view than we did. Jumbos didn't seem to contest it very much. Jumbo's bringing a heavy ride here, woman up. Gets a deflection on the clear attempt, and gotta wonder, looks as if the Generals will probably just look to see out the rest of this shot clock. 40 on the shot clock, a minute left on the woman down for the Generals. They will have to shoot it before they can get back to full strength, but they can run out the majority of this penalty. And that's why the Jumbos did what they just did and went for the ball. It's on the turf here. Eventually, the Generals come away with it again. 15 on the shot clock now. McKnight cuts through 2, draws a free position.
And McKnight has been lethal from these free positions in the past, so we'll see what she can do from this one. Looks like it's from the 12, though.
Yeah, it is
Slightly
going to be a
less
12
dangerous.
meter. That's a lot less dangerous. Or are they going to give her an 8 meter? They are.
Wow, okay. It's a big play here. If the Generals can get a goal while women down, that would be massive.
It would.
Especially going into the half.
McKnight scores! Goes roof.
And McKnight is the Jumbo's nemesis today. 3 goals out of the 7 and just lethal from that free position. And going to the half, this looks a lot different for the Jumbos. Now down 1.
Yeah, not only down 1, but in a position where a minute ago they thought they had taken the lead. Gets wiped off the board. Generals come right down and score. And that's just a momentum killer. Just under a minute to go in this first half. 25 seconds still on the man up for the Jumbos. So look for them to attack and attack quickly if they can win this draw. Great draw there by Jenna Gibbons. Delaney gonna spin and send it. Overhit. Can it be saved? Yes, it can by Lucy Hodge. That one's still on the turf. Jumbos come away with it, and they'll set up in the attacking half. Not gonna have much time left on the woman up, but we'll get a good 7-on-7 look here to end the first half. Carden. Joyce with 20. Great dodge, through 2, shot! She shot it. What's the call here? Clock stopped. Question of what it's gonna be. There was gonna be a shooting space called, but Joyce shot it. So it should just be whoever got to the touchline first, which I believe was the Jumbos, and it will be. 10 to go on the clock. Conahan finds Claps with 5. Dodges inside. Delaney shot, save over the bar there by Krenich, and that'll be how the first half ends. A very entertaining first half, and as we go to the break, 7-6 Generals. Jake, your thoughts on that first half?
It's really been a lot of momentum swings in this first half as each team has had several stretches where they've looked like they've been in control of the game. But every time the other team manages to get a response to it and make it so this game stays tight. It's been a really close one. Should be an exciting second half.
Yeah, we will take a short break for halftime. When we come back, the second half of this Top 10 Showdown, live from Bello. pleasure to have you. What did you notice sitting here watching this first half?
Yeah, happy to be here, Riley. On the Washington Lee side, Walker McKnight has a hat trick, and there's still 30 minutes to go. On the Tufts side, Emma Joyce has 2 free position goals for the Jumbos. Definitely not someone you want to put on the free position line for the Jumbos in this half.
No, I absolutely agree. Both of those two, and I mean, it looked for a moment like Emma Joyce also had 3 goals before that one got taken off the board for stepping in the crease. Generals went down the other way despite being a woman down, got themselves that 7th goal that is the difference right now in this game. And I think that's probably very emblematic of how this one has gone so far. It's been a game of momentum swings, and no one has been able to feel comfortable at any point today.
It certainly is, and it looked early on in the game like Washington Lee was really dominating the pace of play. They had a lot of possession in their attacking third, but then the Jumbos really hung in the game and kept on putting pressure and were able to make it a 1-score game heading into the second half.
Yeah, Jumbos going back to their starting unit here. Got a little bit better on the draw control front towards the end of that second quarter, but still trailing. That one sent straight up, and coming down with her own draw is Kat Caples, one of 5 Generals sitting on a yellow card right now. And the Generals will get settled in here for their first attacking opportunity of the second half. Timoni. Here is McKnight. Kate Dean drawing the assignment. Forced her to give it up. Swung around to the X. Driving in between 2. Shot is wide. Will stay with the Generals.
Yeah, once again, some really good sustained pressure here for Washington and Lee at the beginning of the second half.
Great job by the Jumbos not allowing the spin. The shot comes. Save. Resets the shot clock to 60. A step there by Thompson. Fernandopoulos upset. She thought she only got stick. But they're going to call a free position for Julia Thompson.
Yeah, definitely not the player you want in the line here for the Jumbos, as she's been so fantastic on the year for the Generals.
Thompson straight in, over the bar. A missed opportunity there.
Yeah, rare missed opportunity there. She's been so efficient at taking those opportunities all year long and converting them.
Horner whipped around the perimeter. Here is the star and Hannah Bishop. Drops Gibbons. Little give and go. Jumbos do a good job recovering defensively. Petros to McKnight. Back to Petros. She goes down. Free position coming, card coming out. Meg Hatton gonna go. And Petros is down. We're gonna take a break here on Bello. Welcome back here to Bello. Good to see Alex Petros walking off on her own feet here. It'll be a free position. Will be taken here by Sophia Edwards. It's because Petros couldn't take it. The Jumbos got to choose a free position taker. And an immediate violation on Washington and Lee. Oh, referee decided it was going the other way. Jumbo's bench seemed to think that the Generals had jumped. Looks as if they're planning on restarting the offense. It's probably the wise decision to do with a woman up opportunity. More likely to get a good look. Inside feed, shot, score.
And that's what happens when you have one team, as the Generals were, spending such a significant amount of time in their own offensive zone. Jumbos did a very good job keeping the Generals out of the goal, but they just weren't able to do it for an infinite amount of time there.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see a pattern. The Generals are taking advantage of every opportunity given to them, whether it's free positions or woman up opportunities. The Jumbos have not been as efficient. They've gotten a higher volume of them, which has allowed them to stay in this game, but they're going to have to either increase the efficiency or continue that obscene volume of woman up opportunities that they got in the first half.
Yeah, they certainly are. No, they can't afford any silly mistakes.
So it's 8-6 Generals, 2 minutes into the half. As another scoreboard timing question gets answered, and we're finally ready to resume again. That one's sent high. Great control by Jenna Gibbons to herself, and now she's going to look to run. Finds the open woman. Inside. Shot, score, Ali Zorn. And you can just see how much that meant.
Yeah, what a fantastic run there with the Jumbos after getting the draw win. And great job finishing off. And once again, as you said, really taking advantage of their opportunities and getting right back in this game here at the Jumbos.
And that's what can happen if the Jumbos start doing what they did last year and winning the majority of the time from the center circle. When they get going in transition, there is not a better offense in all of D3 Lacrosse.
Absolutely. They have such a good fast break offense, and it was on perfect display right here now.
And the unselfish decision there by Caroline Conahan to play that pass when she could have easily taken the shot herself, but instead gives it right to Zorn, who makes no mistake, no hesitation, back of the net.
Absolutely. Second assist of the game there for Conahan, and just a great job being unselfish and making the play happen.
Another big draw control at center field. That one sent the other way. Bounced weird. Still being fought for. And Kate Wijak comes away with it. She'll hand it off to Fernanda Pole, who's going to go on one of her trademarked All-American runs. Gibbons gets her head up. Delaney will get across. And the Jumbos will set up. Margie Carden to Delaney. Jumbo's moving it out a little bit further than they were in the first half, trying to draw out this general zone. Conahan switches hands. Skip pass to an open Margie Carden. Drives hard. Forced to the X. Turns back. Hands off to Conahan. Now Emma Joyce at the top. Dean now. To Delaney with 35 on the shot clock. Skip pass. Margie Carden with a head of steam. Spins back. Spins left. Shoots. Scores. How did she do that?
Unbelievable run there by Margie Carden. Great job by her just scoring the goal there, second in the game. And as you said earlier in the game, Riley, when you leave Margie Carden open, bad things happen.
And we talked about momentum at the start of the second half. The Generals had all the momentum in the world, and in the span of less than a minute, the Jumbos have tied this game.
Yeah, and they really didn't do it. There were a lot of sustained offensive possession. Just good job converting opportunities when they had them and making sure that they weren't making any mistakes.
And Jenna Gibbons right back to the center circle. Jumbo's looking for their third draw control in a row, which will be the first time they've gotten that all day. Bounces towards the near side, controlled by Walker McKnight. Delaney not letting her get anything easy, but the Generals do get it across and will set up offensively. Sophie Edwards swings it around. Timoni gets a step, gets a shot, gets a goal.
And once again, the Generals just go right back into the game here by taking the lead. And the Jumbos just did not do a good enough job there of making sure that they can keep the ball out of the net.
Great finish there. Jumbo's going to make a midfield line change here. But this first midfield unit did a great job in their 4 minutes out there. Jumbos still have not led at any point in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you how back and forth this game has been. They've had chances to take the lead, they just haven't been able to capitalize on them.
Elsa shoot against McKnight. Straight up. Shoot got a tip to it. Shoot gets her own draw. Gets pushed towards the sideline, but gets across. And the Jumbos will set up offensively. Conahan to L'Esperance with a head of steam. Cromwell now. Whipped around. Margie Cardin. To the X, that's Zorn. Jump pass, looking for a teammate. It's going to come to Cromwell. Cardin wanted the shooting space call, didn't get it, spins back middle. Gets back on her right now. Once again, draws two visitors. Cromwell. Had the cut from Skylar Lloyd, didn't see it. Conahan. And that's shooting space. Great run there by Elsa Shoot. Just staying in that spot, a half step behind Conahan, which prevents the defender from sliding.
Yeah, a lot of really good sustained offensive possession there for the Jumbos, keeping the Generals defenders on their toes. Just weren't able to get a shot off there.
Not a great angle here, and she'll take it back out wisely, and then come right back in. Gets doubled. That's on the turf. Gets it to Zorn. Jumbo's not able to find the open woman. Zorn gets a step now. Through two. And that's shooting space. Or it might be something else first.
Yeah, what a great move by Zorn. They're trying to get to the net.
I mean, and that's the crux of that play is just pure speed. Just gets a step, and once she gets a step, she's going to get the angle. In hard. Off the crossbar. Elsa Shoot gets hit in the face. And surely that should be a card.
Yeah, really unlucky there not to get the goal. Just bounced just barely off the post.
And that is I believe a second yellow on the day for Eugenia Ravegno. It's a 2-minute non-releasable for her. Elsa Shoot will have a free position here. And that's the end of the day for Ravegno. Her second, and that is a huge loss for the Generals. Their first-team All-American defender is done with 25 minutes to go.
The leader in ground balls on the year as well.
L'Esperance on the X. Shot clock is not running. Not quite sure why. It's not going to matter because Margie Carton just went through everyone.
What a fantastic move there by Margie Carton. I didn't even see her either. She just came out of nowhere and was right there to score, right in the position she needed to be. And a great job by her converting the opportunity.
And the Jumbos even it up again. And they will have another minute 43 woman up here with a chance to maybe get themselves their first lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, Margie Carton now joins McKnight and having a hat trick on the day for both teams.
And Margie Carton, who had been almost silent in that first half, had one shot, has herself a hat trick just 5 minutes in the second half.
Absolutely, and a really good assist there by Alice Esperance, who had her career high day of 5 points against Conn College.
Gibbons right back out there. Jumbos can feel the momentum here. Spun up, hit off the head of McKnight. And who else but Kat Caples will corral it for the Generals. And it looks as if the Generals more than content to just hold the ball, try and see out as much of this woman down as they can. But they throw it away. Able to save it there is Claire Horner. .50 on the shot clock, a minute left on the penalty. Horner just going for a jog here. Ball popped out of her stick, but they're going to get Joyce for the shove first.
Yeah, a little bit fortunate there for her, but a nice break too.
Generals being told by their coaching staff to not even think about shooting right now. That one's on the turf, picked up by the Jumbos, and they're going to look to run.
Good fast break opportunity here.
Madeline Delaney picks her head up. Kate Dean swings it to Carden. That is shooting space, and Margie Carden will have an 8-meter to give the Jumbos the lead.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier in the game rally how good the Jumbos are on fast break opportunities, and just another example of that in the game, and they're trying to take the first lead of the day.
Carden in, just missed. It'll stay with the Jumbos. Back to full strength are the Generals in a tie game. Jumbos getting told to play by their coaching staff. L'Esperance to Zorn now. Little 1-2 with L'Esperance. Conahan comes. Lucy Hodge. Joyce, draws 2, draws 3, gets through everyone, gets hit. And we'll see if they call that just shooting space or another card. It's just going to be a foul. So a free position straight on for Emma Joyce.
Trying to get a hat trick here.
Joyce in strong. Shot saved on the ground. Can't tell you where that ball is. Now it comes to Delaney. She draws 2. That is shooting space again. And right now, the Jumbos are just making the Generals pay for their lack of discipline.
Yeah, really sloppy here by the Generals. They were able to save earlier in the game, but weren't able to get it here.
Delaney. And the referee, I think, telling some of the players to push back. Delaney delivers.
Fantastic goal there by Delaney as the Jumbos now have taken their first lead of the game here, and now the Generals really have to regroup and make sure they can find a way to get back into the game.
Yeah, and you got to think for the Generals, it might be time to think about a timeout right now. You had a 2-goal lead, and since then, you have yet to have an offensive chance.
Absolutely. A little bit more than halfway into the third quarter. Game's nowhere near to being over yet, but definitely a good time to regroup if I was the Generals coach.
And on cue, timeout, Washington and Lee. I mean, you talk about the danger of this Jumbos attack, and we've seen it here in these last couple possessions. Every single minuscule error made by the Generals, the Jumbos have taken advantage of.
Yeah, they certainly have, and obviously the Jumbos had a really big blowout win yesterday against Conn College. Against Washington and Lee, definitely weren't expecting it to be as dominating as it was yesterday, but definitely starting to see them really make their mark in the game here and taking advantage of the opportunities that maybe they weren't able to convert on earlier in the game.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's not just converting on it. They're just getting more opportunities than they were earlier in the game right now.
Yeah, 25 shots total in comparison to 20 shots for Washington and Lee.
Yeah, and I think as we take a look at some of these team stats here, just looking at, like, hustle stats, ground balls, was won by Washington and Lee in the first half. Right now, the Jumbos are up 5 on the game. They have won almost every ground ball in this half.
Yeah, they certainly have. And I think something to watch out for Washington and Lee is with Ravegno being out with the yellow card, she's their leader in ground balls on the year. That's going to be something interesting to watch for the Generals, how they handle that as the game goes on.
Absolutely. And, I mean, just looking at it, in the first half, draw controls were almost all the Generals. Jumbos won 4 the entire first half. They've already won 4 in this second half. And really, you had a feeling that the Jumbos were going to wake up from the center circle at some point, and now that they have, it's on the Generals to respond, because if they can't start taking better advantage of their opportunities, the Jumbos could start to run away with this one.
Absolutely. It's a close game right now, but if the Generals aren't able to convert in more opportunities and hold the Jumbos back to where they were earlier in the game certainly could turn into a blowout.
Gibbons and Capers, who have seemingly fought every draw other than one this entire half, at about 18 feet into the air. Knocked forward by Jenna Gibbons, corralled by Emma Joyce, and Jenna Gibbons starting to assert herself in the center circle. Zigzag cuts here, L'Esperance on the X. Has her woman 1v1, doesn't want it. Conahan, great dodge, gets inside, over the top. Good move there by Caroline Conahan, just couldn't keep the shot down.
Yeah, really good move by her. He wasn't able to find the open player.
Conahan has a screen, takes it. Goes around it the other way. Dumps it off to Zorn. Zorn cuts inside, has a shot, has a goal.
Yeah, what a great run there by Zorn. And once again, Jumbos win the draw control, sustained offensive possession, good fast break. And that's what happens when, you convert your opportunities and make sure that you don't commit undisciplined errors.
Absolutely. And there was a point just seconds into this half where it was 8-6 Generals. Since then, a 5-1 Jumbos run has them a 2-goal lead here.
Yeah, it certainly has, and neither team has had more than a 2-goal lead in this game, so the Generals are certainly going to want to make sure that they win this draw control here and get some sustained offensive possession in their own zone.
And this is where we're seeing what we expected from Coach Courtney Shute. Was very willing to rotate through her midfield in the first half. Right now, with this first unit rolling from the center circle, nothing's getting changed.
Yeah, trusting the players on the field for her right now to get the job done.
Gibbons couldn't get it cleanly. On the ground again, Delaney controls. Jumbo's bench loving it.
Yeah, just something the Generals could not have afforded to happen again. Another draw control win for the Jumbos.
Conahan on the X. Margie Carden looking for number 4. Around the Dean screen. Gets inside. Double comes, handoff Zorn. Zorn gets her defender hung up, gets inside, and a crease violation. Wipes that one off the board.
Yeah, unfortunate. Another really good run there by Zorn. Really unlucky not to make it 12-8 here.
And here comes the ride from the Jumbos. They can sense the momentum, and they're not going to let it slip. Cutting inside are the Generals, and they do get the clear. Gonna look to get something going here, as they have not had a shot on goal in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of sustained offensive possession in their zone here, period, for a long time in this quarter.
Marsh can't get anywhere. Bishop now running down the alley, spins back, low shot, saved, Buren.
Yeah, what a great move by her, and even greater save.
Yeah, Bishop, great spin dodge, gets low, and decides to go with the little bowling shot, but just couldn't fool DeBuren. Jenna Gibbons cuts left, cuts right, gets the clear. And the Jumbos' second unit gonna go to work here. Margie Carden faces up, cuts inside, spins back, draws 2, gets it to Cromwell, inside feed, low shot. What a save on a brilliant idea there from Skylar Lloyd.
Yeah, really good backward shot there by Lloyd, trying to fool the goalie, just wasn't able to make it happen. But once again, another shot on goal for the Jumbos. More reminder they're not going away anytime soon.
Generals not really getting anywhere going with the clear. They got 10 seconds to get it over now. All the way back to get it is Thompson with only 5. And she gets it over at 60.
Just some really good defense there by the Jumbos, not allowing any passing lanes open.
And down goes a General. Look like a clash of legs there. We'll take a short break. Be right back. Welcome back here to Bello, the Generals ball, as we restart play here. Swung around here. McKnight to the top. Thompson draws 2. Can't get a good look, though. 30 to shoot for the Generals. Hard dodge through 3 and in the back of the net. What a finish by Betty Boatwright.
Yeah, and that goal happened because of a really good ground ball recovery in the build up there, and just a great job following through and finishing the shot to make it a one-point game again.
Yeah, absolutely a great job by Betty Boatwright, and Jumbo's a little bit unwilling to collapse there. Didn't want to risk giving up another free position, knowing how deadly the Generals have been from the 8-meter today.
Yeah, they certainly have. As we said earlier, neither team has been able to have more than a 2-goal lead in this game, and the Generals are following that pattern, keeping it close once again.
First unit coming right back for Coach Shute, as she knows this one is going to be won or lost on momentum, and she's not going to let the Generals build it.
Yeah, it certainly is. It'll be interesting to see here how the Generals' defense responds here to what is sure to be a very potent Jumbo's attack here coming up.
Straight up. Gibbons knocks it forward. Joyce collects. Rinse and repeat. Emma Joyce gets rid of it to Margie Carton. And here is Sophia Collapse. A little bit of a new unit here. Hodgepodge of several different units. Kate Dean to Carton. We'll see if she looks to be the distributor here. She's just going to turn and run. Ducks her head down, draw a shooting space call.
Yeah, once again, another really good run there by Margie Carton gets rewarded. Not this time in a goal, but...
And the Washington Elite bench being told off by the referees for disputing the call. Look for Carton to distribute here. Not a great angle. Hard in, she doesn't care. She's shooting and she's scoring.
4th goal of the game there by Carton, and that opportunity there was set up by her, and she did a great job there finishing it.
And Margie Carton, who had a almost silent first half, is making this 3rd quarter her own, her 3rd goal of the quarter.
Absolutely. You have to think as we enter into the 4th quarter, the Generals are going to have to do a better job finding out ways to stop Margie Carton, kind of like how they did in the first half when they were able to make her more of a non-factor.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see this 3rd quarter has been a demonstration of the just brilliant coaching ability of this Jumbo's coaching staff. They have turned what was their biggest problem in the silence of Margie Carton into their biggest strength, and turned the General's biggest weapon in Julia Thompson into a non-factor.
No, it's really been a reverse of fortunes from the first half compared to the second half here.
Gibbons looking for her 6th draw control, or 6th draw win of the quarter. Sends it straight up, tips it to the near side. Delaney will scoop it. Delaney to Margie Carton. Finds Delaney. She shoots, she scores, and it is all Tufts right now.
Yeah, first 3-goal lead of the game for either team today, and the Jumbos are beginning to really pour it on here.
And that's what Margie Carton can do, not just as a scorer, but the way she's able to get that ball, immediately draws 2 defenders. Delaney does a great job not thinking her job is done once she gets to the Carton, makes that run hard down the center of the field. Carton with the perfect touch pass, and when Madeline Delaney gets there, there's only ever going to be one result.
Yeah, Carton really having an all-encompassing performance today. 4 goals, another assist added on. Really good offensive performance from her today.
Jenna Gibbons out Facing off against Caroline Foster now for the Generals, who are switching things up from the face-off dot, trying to do anything they can to stem the Jumbos' momentum. And a violation on the draw. Jumbos win another one.
Big missed opportunity there for the Generals.
Emma Joyce cuts through 2. Swings it wide. Margie Carden collects on the X. Has a defender hung up. And that's going to be another free position.
Yeah, just free position at the free position here for the Jumbos.
Looks like they might move her back to the 12-meter here. Nope, they're going to give her an 8-meter. The inverse of where she scored from last time, on the left side this time. And Carden's going to bring it back out. Realize she didn't have the angle. Jumbos will set up again. Zorn. Handoff Carden. Spins back. Backs out. Gets 2 on her. Gets it rid of it to Zorn. Zorn stops. Goes. Pins her defender left and right. Pass inside. Carden looking for it. Can't get it. Zorn had everyone fooled. Carden now with 30 to go. Margie Carden cuts in. Looks for a teammate. Plays it up top to Claps. 15 to go in the quarter. Sophia Claps. Finds a teammate. Joyce. Thought she had a look. Didn't take it. That'll be the end of the quarter. Jumbos with some poor clock management there, but all the momentum on their side as we go to the 4th.
Yeah, and if the Generals are going to tie this game here, that's exactly what they need to do. Really tight defense, making sure there are no open players, no free passing lanes. Great job by the Generals there to end the 3rd quarter and going into the 4th quarter on a high note.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can call it a high note. Like,
a little bit of a high note,
it's
not allowing
the best
another goal.
We've seen them defensively in a while, but at the same time, just looking at like the stats, they've scored 1 goal in the last 13 minutes.
No, you're right. But at the same time, it's still only a 3-goal game, and they did make a good comeback attempt a week ago. Weren't able to finish off the attempt, but they do have comeback abilities that they've demonstrated throughout the season so far.
Margie Carden with a casual 6 points on the day.
And a 30-shot to 22-shot advantage for Tufts here, as a lot of those have obviously come in the last 15 minutes or so. But
yeah. I mean, looking at the goals, and they've come from several spots, but they've come from the usual faces. Emma Joyce with 2, Delaney with 2, Allie Zorn with 2, Carden with 4, Cromwell with 1. Conahan has not gotten a goal, but has 2 assists and has gotten about 6 free positions today.
yeah, she's done a fantastic job really distributing the ball, really making a lot of the goals that the Jumbos have been able to score today happen.
And for the Generals, only 2 players with more than 1 goal. In McKnight, who has 3, and Thompson, who has 2. Neither one of them has scored in the second half.
Yeah, the Jumbos have really switched up their defensive strategy heading into this second half here. Done a much better job of positioning, making sure they don't have many open passing lanes. That's definitely been something they adjusted on clearly at halftime, and we'll see if they're able to keep it up in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and as we just take a look, I mean, I think there is a very, very, poignant moment to note, and that is it was 9-8 Washington and Lee when Eugenie Vervagno got her 2nd yellow.
Yeah.
Since she's been out of the game, it has been 5-1 Jumbos.
And another stat here to look at, 11-6 advantage for the Jumbos in favor of ground balls. She's the leader in ground balls on this Washington and Lee team so far this season. So definitely a huge loss there, and obviously that's a big loss in terms of creating offensive chances and really regaining possession.
It is, and I think we mentioned it numerous times in the first half, how important discipline is in games like this. Washington Lee's cleaned themselves up a little bit, but they are still sitting on 6 yellow cards for the day. Jumbo's sitting on 1, and that could very well turn out to be the difference here.
Yeah, if they want to have any chance of winning this game, they can't have any more undisciplined plays like that happen in the fourth quarter here.
Especially because now that they're over 4 yellow cards, every card from here on out is a 2-minute unreleasable.
Yeah, the stakes keep on getting even greater as time winds down.
Gibbons knocked it forward towards Joyce, and a big draw control there by Emma Marsh, who immediately tries to go the wrong way, forgetting they had switched sides.
Yeah, they have to set the tempo here. They have to get momentum here going in.
General's able to get the clear. Ball knocks free out of the stick of Thompson, but the Jumbos were not alert to it. Defense all over the place for the Jumbos right now. Betty Boatwright gets a step on Joyce. Good slide from Meg Hatton, who gets back defensively. Swung around, not finding anyone. Thompson will go, or excuse me, Knight will collect with 45. Gets a step, tried to sell a call. Ref was having none of it.
A lot of sloppiness there, a lot of misplaced balls, a lot of ground balls.
And everyone seemed to have stopped for something or another that didn't seem to happen. Everyone heard a whistle. Now there is one, a free position here for the Generals. And it belongs to Hannah Bishop. Drives in, scores.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Generals had to do entering the fourth quarter here. They really needed a tempo-altering, momentum-shifting goal. And even though it's still a 2-goal deficit, it definitely gives them an opportunity here to right the ship here at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, a big momentum goal. And when you need momentum, if you're the Generals, you turn to the All-American in Hannah Bishop. She delivers her second free position goal of the day, cutting it back to 2.
Absolutely, and Bishop, like many of the Generals players in the third quarter, has been quiet recently, but definitely erupted here in a big way here with that goal.
Gibbons right back on the X. Facing off, I believe, against Claire Horner, as the Generals just throwing mud at the wall, hoping something sticks in terms of figuring out a way to stop Jenna Gibbons on the X here. Wins it cleanly to Delaney. Jumbos will set up offensively. Emma Joyce. Whipped around. Conahan will get it on the far side. 2 on the X for the Jumbos. They'll give it to Zorn. Conahan around the screen. Handoff, Margie Carden. Looks for a cut, doesn't see one. Gets her defender hung up, though. Carden backs up, now has a head of steam. Dodges inside, spins back left, shut off. Skip pass to Claps. Head of steam, shot, score!
And just like that, the Jumbos make it a 3-point advantage again. Washington Lee did a very good job there initially, making sure that they were covering the players, but Jumbos were just even better and able to convert there.
Yeah, they did a really good job shutting off Margie Carden. The problem is they had to double to do it. She found the open woman in Sophia Claps. The slide was late, and an open shot in the alley, and Claps makes the Generals pay.
Yeah, Claps, her second goal of the game. Margie Carden, another great assist by her, proving how indispensable she is to this offensive unit of the Jumbos.
Yeah, Margie Carden, 7 points today.
Yeah, just dominating.
Gibbons right back. That one takes a weird bounce. McKnight with a huge draw control for the Generals. Gibbons lost an edge, but the Generals not able to take advantage of it. Thompson shut off. Boatwright. Bishop wings it around. Thompson gets a step, but can't get the angle to get a shot. Jumbo's D-pole is just doing a phenomenal job today. And foul there on Joyce. Restarted quickly to Bishop. Trying to back down on Jenna Gibbons, who does a great job not letting her get anywhere, and thrown away by the Generals.
That's a big missed opportunity there for the Generals. They had a lot of good offensive possession there. They just weren't able to make anything come of it. And, of course, some undisciplined errors there results.
Fernandopoulos got tripped up, picked up by McKnight. DeBuren fighting for it. And then a lot of contact. What's the call going to be? A free position for the Generals. Jumbo's not happy with it.
Yeah, but I got to highlight the Burn. They're doing a really good job making sure that a Generals player wasn't able to get possession of that ball and having a beeline to the goal.
Yeah, Fernandopoulos just lost an edge. Would have been a goal. No question about it had the Generals been able to come up with that ball. DeBuren comes out of net. They have to concede the free position here, but big chance here for Walker McKnight. Looking for her 4th of the day. And it is in.
Yeah, great goal there by McKnight. She's been quiet the last several minutes or so, but really good job by her getting on the scoreboard again and making it once again a 2-point game.
And Coach Courtney Shute, I think, expressing her frustration with the call prior to that. Referees have started to make a habit here of being unwilling to come anywhere near either sideline because they are getting just harassed by the coaching staffs.
Yeah, they certainly are. We have a good view of it here.
It'll be Elsa Shute on the draw for the Jumbos here. As it's starting to cool down a little bit on Bello.
Yeah, that sun is not shining much anymore.
Violation on Elsa Shute, who cannot believe it. Throws her hands up in frustration.
Yeah, and that's a break the Generals really needed here if they want to get back in the game.
It is. This is the first time in the entire second half the Generals have won back-to-back draws.
Trying to make it a 1-point deficit here.
To the top, and Timeroni. Bishop against Gibbons, threw it away. Controlled, though, on the far side by Thompson. Around the screen, Fernandopoulos not going to let her get an angle. That is some All-American defense. And then it falls out of her stick, and Weejack comes away with it.
Yeah, fast break opportunity here. Great ground ball.
Weejack turning and running across the line. And she'll turn back off, let the Jumbo's offense go to work. Skylar Lloyd. Jumbo's running some defensive substitutions behind the play here. Claps, gets inside, gets a shot, and what's the call here? Something called, I believe, a free position is going to be given to Sophia Claps.
Yeah, it wasn't the best shot by her initially, but thankfully she was able to get a free position attempt here, so.
Elsa Shute is wide open if she wants to pass it. She doesn't care. She's shooting over the bar. Caught by Conahan. Skip pass to the top. Cromwell trying to get it to Margie Carden. That's shut off, so she'll go the other way else to shoot. Under 10 to go. Claps. Gets a step to the X. Zorn has a screen. 1v1 on her woman. Zorn, spin dodge. Gets inside, gets a shot, save. Jumbos corral the rebound, fresh 60.
Yeah, Generals can't get it out of the zone here.
Margie Carden taking her sweet time, gonna dare the Generals to bring 2 on her. Now she goes, has a pick, doesn't use it. Now goes around it, stops, starts, gets space, dumps it off to Conahan. Around the Carden screen, Conahan in through 2, lot of contact. That's gonna be a free position, 10 times out of 10.
Yeah,
and a card coming out, I believe.
some really undisciplined play here by the Generals. They just are unable to clear it out of the area.
No card, the referee decided not to. Conahan straight on. Delivers!
Yeah, and once again, go back again, 15-12 Jumbos here. 3-point lead restored.
Yeah, I mean, a huge goal for Caroline Conahan and the Jumbos, who were getting all the opportunities in the first half that they were taking advantage of, weren't getting a ton of opportunities. They were taking advantage, but they didn't get many opportunities. In the second half, not only are they still taking advantage, they're getting opportunity after opportunity, and they are making the Generals pay for every defensive mistake.
Yeah, and from the Generals' perspective, the Jumbos had a couple of missed shots in that possession. They just weren't able to get the ball out of the zone, and eventually when you have the ball in the zone for that long a period of time, eventually you're probably going to score.
Yeah, right now it is starting to get close to must-stop time for the Generals on every defensive possession.
Yeah, we're getting to points where control of the draw here is so critical.
Jumbo starting midfield back out here. Gibbons wins it to herself. Jenna Gibbons in this second half has been nothing short of flawless from the center circle. Conahan collects here at the near side. Jumbo's not in any sort of hurry now. Kate Dean. Around the Carden screen, dumps it off to the X. Sophia Claps. Comes hard, faces up, shut off. Delaney will reset with 40. Gets around 1, double doesn't come in time. She gets knocked down, and that's going to be a free position, and it might be a card. It will be.
Yeah, that was a really vicious takedown there. She really tumbled to the ground.
And Kat Caples will see her second yellow of the day, so a second Generals defender is done.
Yeah, just more undisciplined play on the day for them.
And the Jumbos will be warming up for the next 2 minutes here after this free position. A chance to really put this game away.
Yeah, just absolutely the worst case scenario here for the Generals.
Delaney to Joyce. Draws 3 in. Handoff Carden. On the X, Allie Zorn. Calling out a play. Inside, couldn't find Joyce. And corralled there by Kranich. A very big missed opportunity for the Jumbos.
Yeah, great job by Kranich there, really asserting her presence in the box.
But then a giveaway by Kranich. Jumbos get it right back. And they're going to look to go and go fast. Zorn to Collapse, who has quickly put herself in this front unit. Pass inside, couldn't find Delaney, still on the ground. Once again, Kranich corrals it. Jumbo's going to bring a heavy ride on Kranich here. Generals probably need to call timeout. They don't. Try and clear it and get a nice pass there to Libby Ford, who can turn and run. Jumbos are caught out a little bit here.
Yeah, good opportunity for them here.
But the Jumbos able to get women behind the ball. And the Generals probably will just look to see out the rest of this woman down. Jenny Taylor. Emma Joyce not letting her go anywhere. 10 left on the penalty. McKnight just going to walk the rest of this penalty off. Generals back to full strength. Needing 3 goals in the final 6 minutes. Timoni, shut off by Delaney, tries to go back right. Delaney says, I don't think so. Marsh cuts through 2. Jumbos slide. The Jumbos defense just been locked down the last 20 or so minutes.
Yeah,
5 on the shot clock. Through 2. Shot. Score! A crucial goal there by Sophie Edwards.
Yeah, really great perseverance there by the Generals, just staying in the box, trying to find passes open. And once again, it's a 2-point game here, and they're certainly right back in it.
That was a huge goal by Sophie Edwards. A potentially game-changing goal, because if that doesn't go in, that is a shot clock violation. The Jumbos would have the ball with the ability to take the game clock under 4 minutes.
Absolutely. If they end up winning this game, we're certainly going to look back at that moment as being a key turning point in the match.
Instead, we go back to the center dot, 15-13, but before we do that, a timeout taken by Courtney Shute. We're going to take it too. Stay tuned. No comment? Why would I say that? What relevance does that have? What relevance does that have? Explain that to me. If it was her birthday today, sure. Hand me my drink, Gabe, because it's spilling everywhere. I just need to finish it at this point. I'm not saying that on air. If it was her birthday, then maybe I'd mention it. But that it was yesterday, that's not relevant in the slightest. I didn't hear that. No, not happening. Never happening. Put your headset back on. Welcome back here to Bello. Timeout over and a pivotal draw coming up here with 5.5 to go. Jumbo's nursing a 15-13 lead.
Yeah, you're so right, Riley. I mean, the third quarter was really a dominating quarter for the Jumbos here, and this fourth quarter has really been more similar to the first two. Very back and forth. You're just to see which team here can pull away.
You have to think that if the Generals win this game, they're going to have to pretty much win out from the center circle from here on out. That one spun. Gibbons grabs it herself. And Jenna Gibbons putting on a performance for the ages in this second half.
And that may end up being a really critical draw control in the course of this game.
Generals send a double on Emma Joyce. Maybe not the best idea. She makes them pay.
Yeah, and that might seal it here, Riley. What a fantastic goal by her, and a great run all the way from the draw win.
Yeah, and I think that is a big goal in terms of time, because at this point, The Generals now are basically in must-score territory and must-stop territory because any sort of possession that doesn't go their way is time off the clock that they really just can't afford.
Yeah, similar to with their game a week ago, time is not their favor here as they try to complete another comeback.
Gibbons right back to the center spot. Facing off here against Caroline Foster this time. That one takes a weird spin. 3 go down for the ball, and the Generals come away with it. And then throw it away, and that is the sort of error they just cannot afford to be making at this point in the game.
Too many times in the second half they've been making errors like that. It's really cost them as it did just now.
Easy clear for the Jumbos as we go under 5 on Bello. And the Jumbos probably not going to look to even think about shooting until this shot clock gets to 30.
Yeah, they're going to play it very conservative here, I'm sure.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Generals start doubling whoever has the ball to try and force a turnover. Delaney comes in, comes out. Emma Joyce baits 2 and gets a free position. I think it's going to be a 12-meter. Oh, no, they're going to give her an 8-meter. I think they called a 3-second inside. Emma Joyce with a free position here. We'll see if she takes it or takes it out.
Yeah, she's had several free position goals in this game so far. It would be another to her name.
She goes in, she scores, and that is the exclamation point.
Yeah, four-goal lead. Just an absolutely fantastic performance here for the Jumbos in the second half after what was really a very 50-50 even-handed match in the first half.
I'd honestly say it was an even match for 40 minutes. And then in the last 15, it has been as one-sided as it gets.
Yeah, just really after Revegno's yellow card, that really seemed like a turning point in the game.
I mean, it has. You look at the scoreboard since the Revegno yellow card, 9-4 Jumbos. And you mentioned she was their team leader in draw controls a year ago. I don't think her getting sent off has a coincidence with the fact that the Jumbos have been almost perfect from the center circle since she's been off.
Yeah, likely not. And she's also been their leader in ground balls this year, so been so critical to the creation and offensive buildup.
Marsh running with some speed here. And General's going to slow play down. Trying to set up a play. They really don't have the time to be doing this. Hannah Bishop gets a shooting space call. That'll help.
Yeah, it certainly will. Just trying to get anything good here, anything positive to happen.
Gives them a point-blank chance with the clock stopped right now. Bishop denied by DeBuren.
Once again, a really good save. Great move there by DeBuren.
Fernanda Pole to Jenna Gibbons, who spins, dodges, and takes it across the timeline. Margie Carden will collect. Jumbos can take it to about 2 minutes before the shot clock runs out.
Yeah, the Generals really need to try to force the turnover any way they can. Play as tight defense as possible.
And their coaching staff telling them that right now. They got to get out and chase the ball. But that opens them up to just more defensive problems as the Jumbos can really have them chasing, trying to capture the flag to no avail.
Yeah, unfortunately with 2 minutes left in the clock, not many really good options here for them.
Margie Carton says, I don't care, I'm going through 3, and will score.
Yeah, truly the exclamation point in the game here. And just, as you said, a really fantastic fourth quarter here for the Jumbos. This has been the quarter when they've pulled away.
And the Jumbos aren't just sending a message to the Generals, not just to the rest of the NESCAC. They are sending a message to the rest of D3 Lacrosse that they are here to compete for a national title.
Absolutely, a really fantastic home opener here for the spring season.
And now this one seems to be all over but the final score.
And already from RG Carden, that's goal number 7 on the season. Only two games played.
Which means, for those of you keeping track at home, 47 is the magic number for Margie Carden to break the program record.
Certainly something to watch all season long.
That one will be won by the Generals and Emma Marsh. Under 2.5 to go. Marsh gets it knocked out of her. Play restarts quickly. McKnight trying to get a look, forced off it. Every second is a second closer to victory now. Bishop gets a step. Pass inside, shot, hit the post. Will stay with the Generals. 2 minutes to go. McKnight forced off it. Hard dodge shot is in the back of the net by Timoni.
Yeah, and the Generals, similar to a week ago, trying to show they're not done yet with a minute 54 left in the game, trying to make something happen, not giving up.
It's never over till it's over, especially with teams as good as these ones.
Yeah, certainly. They showed a lot of perseverance a week ago against Salisbury, and they're definitely not giving up here at Bello.
And Coach Shute making a really wise substitution here. Going to switch out her midfield, put fresh legs on the field for this draw, knowing that if they can win it, they can pretty much see this one to completion.
Yeah, the last thing the Jumbos want here is any last-second worries. They want to finish out the game as cleanly and smoothly as possible.
Sent straight up. Gibbons gets her stick knocked out of her. Skylar Lloyd comes away with the ball. Having trouble getting across the timeline. And then drops about 3 defenders to do it herself. She'll hand off to Margie Carton. Jumbos will hold it behind the net. And they will look to run out the clock. Elsa Schute's got it now. Skip past to Carden. You can see just from here how much self-restraint Margie Carton's having to put on herself to not try and go for goal number 6. Skylar Lloyd, pass, knocked away, but a free position gonna get called first. Skylar Lloyd, we'll see if she decides to shoot this or just hold it for the Jumbos to keep possession. Gonna shoot. That'll reset the shot clock. It'll come here to the Generals. 1 minute to go here on Bello. That ball is somehow grabbed by McKnight. I'm not sure how she got to it. She's gonna look to go here. Generals have numbers. McKnight picks her head up, shot, score, and we got ourselves a 3-goal game.
Yeah. Once again, I still think, similar to a week ago, I don't think time is going to be in their favor, but that's why you play the games out to their completion.
Time is definitely not in their favor, but they still have a shot if they can keep the Jumbos from winning another draw. All it takes for the Jumbos to seal this is a draw win, because they can just run into the corners and run the clock to 0.
Yeah, and they certainly know that you're seeing a lot of communication right now on the field.
Shot clock is off the rest of the way. Big draw here. Sent towards the Jumbo's half and controlled by McKnight. She goes down. That'll be a trip on the Jumbos. Clock keeps running. Under 30 to go. Pass inside. Bishop shot. Scores! And it's 2.
Yeah, the Generals are really trying to be comeback masters here early on in the season as we have a 2-goal game here with 24.6 left to go.
Yeah, and this one getting a little bit too tight. Generals bench upset at the way the clock has been running here, and they might have some validity to that.
Yeah, definitely some nervous some nervous energy on the Jumbo side of the field right now, but
24 seconds to go, 18-16 Jumbos. Straight up, Gibbons knocks it forward, grabs it herself, and she's gonna turn and run. Hand off Margie Cardin, who will head for the corner. Cardin just gonna take a sprint, and they're gonna say she stepped out. They're gonna call it a foul on the Generals. Margie Cardin will get it, will spin around, and that will be full time here on Bello. Final score, Jumbos 18 and the Generals 16. Demon number 1 from a year ago is avenged in style. Gabe, your closing thoughts?
yeah, I mean, you have to give credit to Margie Cardin. 5 goals in the day, 3 assists, just a fantastic performance.
Yeah, great performance from the Jumbos. They'll be back in action a week from yesterday against Trinity at noon. We'll be back in a couple minutes with a post-game interview. Stay tuned. Postgame with Jenna Gibbons. Jenna, what was the feeling to be back on Bella for the first time in 10 months?
It was so exciting. I think that we came into this game knowing how much hard work we put in on this field, and so to be able to show it and make a statement on this field was super awesome.
So the first half, draw controls were a real problem spot. The second half, just absolute dominance. What changed in the mentality going into those draw controls?
I think adjusting on the fly, but also reading into our strengths. Credit to the draw circle for just battling every ball, and everyone wanted the ball, and so that just combined with a great effort on the attacking end and defensive end to make stops and score goals so we can have another opportunity was awesome.
And, I mean, a 2-win weekend to start the season off. You guys have MIT midweek and then Trinity here next weekend. What's the mentality going into the heart of the NESCAC season?
Keep it rolling. I think that we work hard every single day so we can play the last weekend in May, and that goes to show about our hard work does not just happen in one game. It goes to show that it happens every single day. So excited for the rest.
Excited for all of you to tune in. That'll be all from us here at JumboCast today. As always, stay home safely.